Okay, so it's Andrew from PropertyNow. I'm talking to Skye, who I met for the first time just today. But Skye has used PropertyNow in the past to sell a property, and she's now used PropertyNow to sell again in Perth. And we're at Dominic Grubish's seminar in Sydney, and we just ran into one another. So I've asked Skye to give us a little backdrop of how her sale panned out using PropertyNow. So Skye, tell us what happened.
Yeah, so I came across PropertyNow through Dominique, and it sounded great, and I thought it was a really good opportunity, so I decided to go for it and sell my property myself. So the first property I sold in 4 days, and the second property I sold in 7 days, which I was thrilled with. And in Perth, as you know, it's going through some hard times, so a lot of properties are sticking on the market, anywhere between 60 to more, days. So that was a great outcome for me in my projects.
So your background is that you're a real estate agent, right?
No.
No, I know you're not.
I'm actually,
yeah.
I'm actually in education. Yes,
yeah, exactly. So you had no particular skill set in going forward with this, and yet you decided to give it a go yourself. What made you think you could actually sell a property? You have to have a real estate agent to sell a property, right?
Well, no, to be fair, I have sold properties in the past through a real estate agent, so I felt that, I'd gone through the process a couple of times. I guess that did give me some confidence, but PropertyNow gives a lot of support, and I did mention to you, Andrew, that I was really, really impressed with the service that's provided. All the documents I needed were online. Anytime I had a question, I could get in touch with you guys, and within minutes, I generally had an answer by text or email. It was really user-friendly and really easy to get the information I needed in a really timely, in a really short time frame.
So cool. And,
really
and the buyer, where did the buyer come from? Was it from realestate.com.au, do you think? Or?
That's a great question, because I actually never went through that with the buyers, but I opted to have SMS alerts on mine, and I found that really useful. Most people have their phones on them, so that was the easiest thing for me, and I would get back in touch with the buyer immediately.
So that's some of the key things that we say to people: be really contactable, whether you're selling with an agent on commission or whether you're selling privately as you've done. Be contactable. And so if the SMSs and things of that nature were as you said, some of the easier things, what was the hardest thing? I mean, can't have been too hard because you sold in a couple of days, but what was the most daunting, or at any time, either in these sales or ones that you've made in the past, what was the most daunting thing?
I guess my concern was the buyer's concern, and that's more, I think, because buying from an owner is not the norm, and most people do go through an agent, and there's that sense of security that a middleman's there, and that they can be more open with their comments and discussions, and so I guess that was the concern, but it wasn't the reality though. No, so when I just went and did my thing and just let them in, and a lot of them assumed I was an agent. I didn't tell them otherwise, and some asked questions, and I just openly explained the situation that I had. These properties I renovated, so I explained that they'd been renovated, and that I now had them on the market.
So
and
hit the nail on the head, because it is a concern. I probably get asked about 5 times a year. Will people not inquire, I suppose, is the presumption, because it's a private seller, or will they take advantage of the fact that I'm a private seller? None of those are actually true. They're the opposite of true, but the perception, not with the buying public, but the perception with the people that use us is that. So they worry about it far more than the buyer worries about it. The buyer just wants the property, and they'd rather, if asked, if they were given a choice, could I speak to the owner, or could I speak to somebody who knows far less about the property and has a commission involved in there, they're going to take the owner almost always. So it is a perception, but it's not the reality. So you found that out,
And I must admit that I think people, especially in this day and age, want information, and they want it immediately. So very rarely.
PropertyNow, right?
Yes, information now as well. So they could ask questions, and I knew everything about the property. So that information was instantaneous. They didn't have to wait. Any question that they had could be answered, and they appreciated that.
Wow. And any negatives or anything we can do to improve our service? We're always looking for ways to improve it, but is there anything that you can think of off the top of your head that we can do to improve it? We've got a lot of clients in Western Australia we're proud of. There's about 400 when we're taping this, but so popular over there. But what else could we do to help you guys over there?
As I said, I couldn't be happier with the service that's provided. The only thing that did crop up with the property that I've just sold, and that was through my settlement agent, saying that apparently there are REWA documents that you can use in conjunction with your building and pest, and they said that could be helpful to have.
We're right on it.
You're already onto it.
We'll sort that out straight away.
Yeah,
Thanks,
so
Skye.
that was the only thing that cropped up. But as I said, I couldn't be happier, and I've had great success, great prices. I think the tip that I would offer too is that markets differ, but particularly in Perth and in a competitive market,
get the price right.
In a buyer's market, you really need to get the price right. And what I did in both those cases was really price competitively. And in the first instance, I actually got $15,000 over my asking price because there were two very interested parties, and they both really wanted that property, and I'd priced
And had
it
an
so
agent
fairly.
been selling, I mean, there's no guarantee whatsoever that they'd get over. They'd be inclined to try to make the sale at all just to get the commission. So you were in control of that process, and you were able to advantage because of it.
Yeah,
that is brilliant.
That's definitely my advice. Is if you get the pricing right, it creates competition because people think, oh, here's a bargain, and everyone wants a bargain. If they see a bargain, they're on to that, and so then there creates an urgency because so many people are interested, and it gets people and interest moving. And my second piece of advice is that I believe, just through this experience, is that you sell a property in the first few weeks. Really, that's when the interest, that's when it's hot, that's when it's fresh.
So try to get it right at the start.
And so if you price right, take your best off. Take the first offer you get is generally your best offer, and just run with it.
So impressed, so very happy, and so delighted you used us, and so thrilled that you were able to give a little bit of your time to explain to other people, because Skye, a lot of people that haven't done this before, they need to know that just a normal person can do it. You don't need to have real estate experience, and quite frankly, that can be a disadvantage.
And I think that sometimes you do a better job because you have an emotional interest vested. I was there half an hour before, not 30 seconds before, and I had the pillows plumped and the lights all on and the smelly candle, and made it really inviting and nice for people. I had all of the information for them, and and also that passion, I just renovated it, that passion transfers. You're excited about the property, they see that excitement and interest.
So when could you start working for us? Thanks, Skye.
Well, let's take this offline, shall we?
Thanks, Skye. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Andrew.